I was really happy when Overload was made, and that is also, well, partially the reason why I didn't think that SolC needed any further development after we released this demo.
Right.
Because Overload was done, and Overload was so good, and was everything that I personally had hoped to do with SolC.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, SolC is different from Overload, but only because it developed that way over time. In the beginning, my vision for SolC was to be much more like Overload turned out to be.
Interesting.
So when Overload came out, I was like, okay, we have this game now. I'm just going to stop developing this.
Yeah.
And the other guys pushed on. They tried to make a single-player version of it in Unreal Engine 4.
Yes.
But I was burned out. I spent 2 to 3 years on this game.
Right.
And really worked hard on it. Learned a lot.
Yeah.
But
like
I was kind of burned out on it. So I just thought, well, Overload is there. That's the perfect game. Everyone is gravitating to it, myself included.
Yeah.
Let's just stop with SolC. So it is very surprising to me that now, basically almost 10 years later, right?
Yeah.
You guys are picking it up. So how did it, like, who of you, was it you who discovered it essentially and put it back on the map, or who did that?
It would be me. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's people that talk about it, but no one actually said, right, let's start making games and let's start pushing it out in front of things. So, yeah, I think.
Although I think
so, yeah.
I think Yoshi. Sorry to interrupt, but I think Yoshi did host some SolC games a few times a year.
Maybe. Yeah, Yoshi probably would have been your long-standing supporter, like someone that's been around there for a long time.
Definitely, yeah.
And then I only just literally came in the last few weeks.
Oh yeah, what? You're brand new to the community as well, like in general, stuff.
No, I've been a Descent player, like sort of more on first time online in 2010, but I've played since '95 Descent 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been around like this sort of playing since high school, since I was 17. But I discovered this game in particular. Yeah, only like literally a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And
And how did that come to pass? Did someone point you to it, or did you read about it somewhere?
Yeah, I saw. Well, see, there's other people talk about it, but it's always in passive mode. Oh, there was a good game called SolC, and it's like, oh yeah, and then see a few photos. Oh yeah, and that always stays like that, And it it was like that for a couple of years, and I never really paid attention. But then I noticed I want to install this and try it out, right? And I'm like, what the hell? Why aren't people playing this? This is like, for me, this is an equal... Like, you got Holden, Mazda, Ford, right? In cars. Well, I just think of Overload as like one type of brand, and I think of this as another brand. They're not like one's better than the other. It's just, they're equal. But
it's basically like Call of Duty and Battlefield are different franchises, but they're both shooters.
Yeah, so for me, this is not a question of, is this better or is it worse? No, it's the same, but just what do you like? And... I love it. It reminds me a bit more of Descent 3 speed, because smaller hitbox, smaller ships, and very fast. Whereas Overload for me feels a little bit more like Descent 1 and 2, a little bit larger ships and slower speed, So, yeah, I like this.
The larger ships and the everything feels a bit heavier, but it is still fast. Yes. That is mostly down to Dudersep.
Right.
Who's unfortunately not found our server, or your server, I should say. Otherwise, he'll probably be here today.
Yeah.
He had a huge influence on what the game feels like. He pushed this, the game must be brutal narrative. I wasn't going for that at all.
Yeah.
But he did, and also he really pushed the look. He came up with most of the industrial design.
Nice.
I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but we wanted to make this a single player campaign, or wanted to make a single player campaign for this game.
Oh, it would have been amazing.
And and he made some prototype robot models too that I could show you later, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I'm very
so
interested.
And the bots look similar to the ships, right? The Eclipse ship is this big hulking chubby thing.
Yeah.
And basically the bot that he made was the Green Hulk from Descent.
Nice.
And hello, Telkir.
Hey,
I think he just joined.
Yeah, he's got no microphone though, he said, just audio. Yeah.
Listening, okay. So maybe you'll find this interesting too. So just talking a little bit about the development of SolC here. So yeah, Seb made many of the models here too, and the meshing of this map, homeyduh built. Homeyduh, so his name is Ray.
Yeah.
Homeyduh.
Yeah.
Don't even know how to pronounce it. So he's called Ray.
Yes.
Ray built this map, but all the meshing, like the I don't know, the industrial railings and walkways and the ice and stuff. Most of that was made by Seb, because Seb was our core modeler essentially.
I see. Yep.
So he is responsible for a lot of the visuals in this game. The effects though, like weapon effects and explosions and stuff, most of that came from, almost all the effects I should say, came from Halfhawk, who's also not on the server yet.
Right. Okay, yes.
And the music was made by Caesar.
Nice.
So
awesome music.
Yeah, the music is pretty great. Also, not what I was aiming for what I was imagining when I started the project.
Yeah.
But as I said earlier, the look and feel and the sound of the game came together as a team, got to know each other better and got more comfortable with making suggestions, and everyone brought their own suggestion in and said, well, why don't we take this game in this direction more instead of what it originally was meant to be? Because originally I wanted to remake Descent in UDK.
Right, that was the original plan. Yeah, okay, yeah.
That was the original plan. So of course I wanted like synthwave music, and I wanted the Pyro GX as the ship and all this stuff. And now it is a very different game with a different vibe, but turns out, as you said earlier, it is a different product now from all the others because it has its own style, and now that is a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, this is like this is perfect the way it is. Like the actual feel is exactly what I mean. This what brings me back to it. You know what I mean? It's fresh. It's got that. It's almost got like that industrial, almost maybe a little bit not arcade, but a little bit of that feel to it too. So I like the energy. Yeah. Yeah. Very much.
Arcade. Yeah. It feels. I think that's more the multiplayer component though that makes it so arcadey.
Possibly.
I would still, if we had single player levels with bots, I think that would still be a little more tactical maybe.
Yes. Right. Yep. Yeah. No. Definitely.
But that's how it is in my head. I don't know what the other guys were imagining. We never made the single player campaign, so I can't say.
Yeah, that's right. It's just the imagination. Yeah. Oh, it would have been amazing if it would have come together, but what you've got here already is just incredibly good and great to use. So we very much enjoy it, and hopefully, people start to sort of pay attention and play it more.
You built is the server that we're currently on, the Discord server, is that your server?
Yeah.
Okay, so you formed the server for Descent and Overload, and now you're pushing SolC as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I like to support. Different titles and things. Like we've got some new guys coming along the road, just trying to make some new ones as well. So I love supporting, and I just thought SolC, the quality that you've got here is like full release quality. I know that needs to be completed, but the actual core and what's happening is title quality. It deserves much more uptime than it's getting at. It's like, seriously, this thing should be played.
I thought so too for a while, and then I was like, nah, enough people have seen this game. The people who care know about this game. Like 9 years ago when we released it, we had about, 100, 200 people on Facebook. Yeah. When Facebook was still a big thing. Yeah. We had a Facebook site there, and Facebook page, I should say, and they followed us, and they kept leaving comments under our posts. And when we released, all of these people were interested in playing. I'm not sure how many people actually did play. We also had a forum, that we used to develop the game, and we had about 100 people on the forum too throughout the development of the game who joined up and just discussed the game, brought in their ideas, or just hung out and watched us do the work.
Very cool.
And so the game got its fair share of attention. It even got the attention from Interplay, who said, well, maybe we can work something out, and then they turned around and shot us in the back.
Unbelievable. But anyway, I bet you that's a very sore point, but anyhow, yeah. Mm-hmm.
To answer your question, Telkir, I'll try my best to answer. It would certainly be a challenge to make the AI aware of everything that is in this room, but usually what you do is, if you collide with this railing, for example, here, if I'm pushing into this railing, I don't collide with the model of the railing. I collide with a much simpler collision mesh that is mapped around the railing and is invisible, right? It's like an invisible wall, because the railing itself doesn't collide at all. I could just clip through it unless there's a collision mesh, an invisible mesh around it, which is exactly how all of the collision in this game works. So all the walls, these studs here, for example, you can't really wedge your ship in between because there is a collision mesh around it that prevents you from getting hung up on the finer. Yeah, okay, I don't need to explain further. And I think the AI would be able to navigate that just fine. And also you could go old school if you needed to and just place like navigation points that the AI can use to do pathfinding. And that's how I would have done it. So I don't think it's too complicated, but since we never got to this stage, I'm only guessing. The UT bots, yeah. Yeah, I think I would have based the SolC AI on the UT AI. I mean, the AI work is already there, just need to make them fly, essentially. However, of course, multiplayer bots are meant to emulate humans, human players. And we would want the bots in SolC to be more, have predictable movement patterns and firing patterns. So I'm not sure I would actually base them on the Unreal Tournament bot system, but it would at least start. Anyway.
Right. Interesting. Yep. Mm-hmm.
If you have any further questions, go ahead. You can type, or maybe Razor has some more.
Yeah. Oh, look. I mean, obviously, there's those non-technical questions like, are you ever thinking of maybe injecting a little bit more love into it, or you sort of still?
Yeah. I mean, okay. So here's the thing. For the last couple of years, Seb and I have not really been talking much, but it's just because we're busy, not because we don't like each other. We like each other very, very much.
Yeah.
I've never met him personally, but yeah, we're keeping in touch very loosely. Nice. I don't know where you guys just went. I'm trying to find you now. Oh, and every time we get in touch, he's like, dude, we should totally put Proving Grounds on Steam so that people can find it and play it there. So I think he would love what you are trying to do right now.
Great.
And he talked to me about this a few times over the years, and I was always like, I'm not sure, is that necessary? Will it gather players? Because I need to make time and make it happen, because I'm the programmer. So putting it on Steam requires a bit, a few modifications to the game as it is now, although the game can be integrated with the Steam server browser at least now.
Yes.
So
great.
That's good, but I've also never released any game on Steam, so
yep.
I have no experience with that. And but essentially, he was pushing for a sort of a new release of this particular demo, and then we were kicking the idea around of maybe opening it up to basically making it open source and making it available to modding. But which would be totally fine. Back in the day when we made the game, I was not ready to make it open source.
Yeah.
Simply because we had this pending deal with Interplay.
Yeah.
Right. So, but when maybe we should play or something. But when I started making the game, when I founded the project and didn't know that or that wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah.
I actually wanted this to be a totally fan-driven thing, and then as we actually got into proper development, we all decided, no, we should hash this out and make a product first, and then we can open it up later. That's why it is not open source. It's not because it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
It was just we wanted to basically raise our baby.
Yeah.
Before letting it loose on the world and let other people make stuff with it too.
Yeah, gotcha.
Now the other thing is, it's not that easy to make a map with UDK, for example.
Right.
And it's also not completely straightforward to mod the game because you have to essentially you have to get the source is Unreal script, so it's a scripting language, but it's very similar to Java or C#. So
yes,
yeah, it's not very different. It's essentially all the game code is written in that, and you have to.
Oh, so you didn't? It wasn't written in C or C++?
No, it's Unreal script. But again, Unreal script and C.
Yep.
You can basically think of it the same way.
Yes.
Unreal script has a few. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it has a. Oh, look at this screen actually over here. Screen. I don't know who's with me right now. I think that's Telkir.
I'm just gonna try to find you.
Are you over here?
Which room are you in?
In the fueling station. The red fueling station.
I'm gonna come to you in a moment. Yep.
I want to show you something.
Coming now. Yep. In the fueling area now.
No, I'm in the other area. I don't know how to see it. I even don't remember the layout of the map, so I can't really tell you.
Yeah, just coming over now.
Where I am. Where am I? I am where the cages are.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, right. So look at this screen.
Yeah.
That is the Hulk model that Seth made for. This
Unreal. Okay.
This was supposed to be the green Hulk from Descent 1.
Right.
Remade. And it also has a texture and a moving eye. Just not on this animation.
Right. That's.
But
very
again,
cool.
I can share this in Discord later.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you know.
So you would. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, if there's any cool tidbits that we can tease and show on social media, just whatever you permit, you know, your permission, you know.
8,
that's all.
7, 6.
You have my permission. I'm one of four guys who made what you're playing right now.
Yep.
I was the leader of the team and I was the programmer, but the other guys made all the content. So but I don't think they will mind. This is a free for all, playable thing.
Yes.
But you have my permission to do whatever you want with this.
Yeah.
And I will dig through my archives and see what I can find for you.
Yeah.
Interesting. That we can share.
That's amazing. I mean, the only other technical sort of question I thought is more like with the multiplayer, right? When we go to a team or a team deathmatch or team anarchy, is there some sort of key sequence that you can press in order to change which team you are on mid-game rather than having to join in a certain sequence so that we can balance the power of the team?
Oh my, yeah, I mean, you have to realize that a lot of the multiplayer code is vanilla UDK, or you could say Unreal Tournament 3, because UDK is reusing the code from Unreal Tournament 3 for its multiplayer.
Yes.
So it's essentially Unreal Tournament 3 game code that controls the multiplayer.
Right.
Which is also why when you see the scoreboard, that is just the vanilla UDK scoreboard. I didn't even touch that. I didn't make my own scoreboard.
Got you. Okay, yep. Mm-hmm.
That's why the scoreboard looks different. And also I realized that when the scoreboard is... I just realized this right now while playing. When the scoreboard is showing, you can't see any text messages. That's bad.
Yes.
Right? If someone types something...
Yes.
While the scoreboard is showing at the end of the game, no one can read it anymore.
Correct. That's right.
Sucks.
Yes, I noticed that.
We should fix that. What were we talking about? So the multiplayer code is... and I think there is a function in the game code that can make you switch teams instantly.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't have it in, the UI.
Yep.
Let me see. I can leave the match. So in my UI, the UI is also made by me.
Yes.
I didn't actually include this function, right? So if I wanted to, so there is a function in the code. If the UI had a button or something that you could click on, I could trigger that function and you switch teams instantly. So
yes.
I apparently just forgot to put this in the UI, or I didn't.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
So
Time
it wouldn't be like a massive.
right?
It wouldn't be like a massive job to get teams
No, it's
switching.
in the code. Yeah.
Great. 'Cause
Exactly.
I noticed that yesterday.
Or maybe we could bind a keyboard key to it.
Yeah, it could be a
but
permanent one.
again,
or
it's been
something.
so long. I would have to I would have to dig through the code and find that, and then figure out how to.
Yeah.
All these things can be done. Just, but you know what? Maybe now is the time to do what Seb always wanted to do, and give proper open source free release with you guys spearheading it.
Yeah.
And then that would give me enough reason to actually sit down for a few weeks and see what else I can do to make this game a bit more complete.
Yeah. Oh no, that's amazing. Anything you think, whatever you think is okay. And the only other question I had on my mind as I was thinking about it yesterday was, is there maybe ever a chance to make an install executable for Linux? Or is that a bit too much?
No, because UDK is a purely Windows-based
gotcha.
engine and framework, and they never made a. But the installer itself. No, wait. But the installer itself. You're talking about the installer, right? Not the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you want to run the game through, would you? I suppose Wine or Proton or whatever. I'm not very familiar with Linux gaming.
Yeah, I tried Wine, but I'll have to experiment with VirtualBox or VM because Wine didn't quite pick it up yet. But yeah, I'll try.
Okay, so here's the thing. If we were to release the game on Steam, Steam has this compatibility layer called Proton that enables a lot of Windows-based games to run natively on Linux.
Nice.
Right? You might have heard of that.
Yes, I think I have. Yeah. Yep.
So if you install Steam on your Linux machine, you can play a lot of modern and also older Windows games natively on Linux because Valve did the.
Oh, beauty. Okay, that's a good solution. Yes.
And I guess that could also work for UDK because it's just Unreal Tournament 3 in a different cloak.
Yeah.
So
okay, I got you. Yeah.
If you were to look up now, does Unreal Tournament 3 run? Oh, wait. On the other hand, maybe not because Unreal Tournament 3 is listed from Steam, right? All the Unreal games are.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
that's that's a minor thing though. The Linux issues are very minor. Like that was just like. I have both Windows and Linux running, but there's guys that are dedicated to Linux. That's the only reason I said that. It doesn't matter.
Well, I have macOS running as my daily driver, and I can't play the game there either. So
yeah, nah, we're fine to go Windows. It's okay. Yeah.
I have my gaming PC for gaming, which is where I'm running this game from right now. But all the development work I would do on my Mac. So but I would have to switch to Windows and work more if I were to touch this game again because it's exclusively Windows based.
Yeah, and that's totally okay. Yeah, it's just more like curious. Yeah.
But I can research that too because again I made the game. I know, or I should remember, hopefully, the technical ins and outs, and I think I can. If there is like bigger interest and maybe more than one person played on Linux, then hey, I'm happy to look into it.
Wow.
Just give me some time, right? I still have a normal job.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like when I made SolC, I actually had a part-time job that I even quit shortly before the release because I was so sure that this game would go places.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
And then it didn't.
Yeah. No, that would. Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, that would have been it would have been a bit of a tough one. But hopefully, with gained interest. I think. I don't know. It just feels like there's a bit of a buzz around it at the moment. It just feels that way. But then again, obviously, it's a small amount of people. But it feels like there's a bit of a buzz, And the people that are good players that really enjoy Sixstop are starting to really like this. That I have noticed.
It's so interesting to me that, for example, Ray, so homeyduh, when he joined the server, he mentioned his daughters are getting into Sixstop too.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if you or if it was someone else on your said, yeah, the kids are or we are trying to get our kids into this genre.
Yes.
Because the kids are old enough to start playing video games.
Yeah.
I'm 40 years old now. So when I made this game, I was in my late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I do not have kids, so I can't relate, but it is so cool to me to see that this game gets renewed attention because not only people like you who are discovering it for the first time, but also younger people and their or older people's kiddies are now are seeing this game. It's cool. That feels very strange, but also it's I was very surprised when I read this.
Yeah, it gives you. It's almost like you're getting a whole new generation of potential players coming through.
Yeah.
And there are some really amazing, like 8, 9-year-old players, in this community. Like, there's one guy called Sly, his son called AJ. He's only 8 years old, and he's keeping up with some of the best in this community that are seasoned players. He's crazy.
Well, yeah, the seasoned players might not have the same reaction time that the younger 9-year-old has, right? So that's how he can keep up.
Yeah.
Reaction time.
Yeah, that's
Being
right.
young is very helpful in a twitchy game like this.
Yeah. So I think there's renewed interest, and there's more even in Australia. We've got some players that are my age, mid-40s, and they've got children that are now getting into the Sixth Off game as well. So I think there's a whole new generation of players coming through.
That is so also surprising to me, because Sixth Off, when we finished making this game, and we had like 3 years of development done, I had the feeling that the buzz around 60UF that was going strong because Overload was being made and Descent Underground about to come out, so there was renewed interest, or rather these games were made and publicized because, no, I don't exactly know which way. Either there was interest and people what's the studio's name? Who made Overload?
Unity, and then you've got the guys from the Revival Production, they call it.
Revival Productions, exactly. So I'm not sure if Revival wanted to make if they wanted to make Overload before the fans or before the genre. I don't know how to explain this. I don't think there were new people that had interest in the genre. I think the old people from the 90s, early 2000s who grew up with Descent and Forsaken and whatnot.
Yes.
I think these people just wanted a new game because they hadn't been in a stuff game for so long.
Yes.
And I don't know if these people pushed. I don't know if if developers like Revival got wind of that and then decided, hey, maybe it's a good time to make Overload, or it's a good time to make Descent Underground, or if it was the other way around. If more people paid attention to the genre because Overload was made and Descent Underground was made.
Yeah.
I don't know which way around it was.
You're right, yeah,
But-
don't know.
5 minutes remain.
But anyway, during that time, I also, without knowing any of this, I didn't know about Overload, and I didn't know about the community at all. I just had this thought one day. I want to make a game. I've always been interested in making games, and I felt like I had gained enough technical knowledge to challenge myself to put Descent in the game. That's what I wanted to do.
That's pretty cool.
And-
That's amazing, yeah.
I didn't even know that there was like this resurgence of interest. So I don't know if partially maybe I was also responsible for resurfacing the genre.
Could well be. Yeah.
Could well be, because I don't know if you noticed, but there were quite a few articles written by some minor and also some major gaming outlets when I made a prototype and put it on YouTube as a. I just screen capped some test gameplay.
Yeah.
You can still watch that on YouTube. I will link it for you.
Oh yeah.
And
it was nice seeing
that
the
YouTube
history.
video got over 100,000 views.
Wow.
And I'm not a YouTuber. I have an account, but I never post videos, so it got over 100,000 views because people started writing about this on websites.
Nice.
And they wrote articles, and basically everyone copied each other's article and said, yeah, there's this one guy from
Wow.
who tried putting Descent in UDK, and here's what it looked.
Yeah.
And so maybe this also caught the attention of Revival or Interplay or whoever, and they said, well, maybe it's time to revive the genre.
Yeah. Could well.
But
could
then,
well be. Yeah.
so to finish my point, I'm rambling a bit here. My point was
that's
actually that after 3 years of developing this game and then finally releasing this demo, I had the feeling that everything was done and the interest in the genre was kind of tapering off.
Right. Got you. Yep.
3 minutes remain.
And I didn't feel particularly inspired anymore to work on a Sixth Off title anymore.
Right.
And I don't know where I was even going with this. I think I just wanted to tell you
Yeah.
that now, 9 years later, there is actual new interest, and that to me feels like, it only took 9 years for the interest that I hope that this game would receive
Planted
to
a seed. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's amazing. Planted a seed. So I think there's well and truly space for this now when I'm thinking that there's no one else pushing a 6-stop at the moment apart from Overload. And it's amazing. It's not about who's better. It's just that this has a totally different energy, and I definitely would be playing this at easily 50% duty cycle. Like it's totally ripper, totally ripper. You know? You have these classic.
Very nice to hear you say that.
Yeah, you have these classic like revivals of old Descent 1 and 2s and 3s. You know, make them compatible with current machines, and that's great for nostalgia. But I mean, there's people trying to still develop those and mod them and add bits and pieces. But we're talking about a ground up design. You know, this has definitely got everything that it takes to make a killer 6-stop game. I mean, that's why we spend hours here playing. And these are guys who've played 6-stop for decades, so you know it is unreal title for sure.
I mean, it literally is an Unreal title because it runs on the Unreal Engine.
Quite literally.
But you wouldn't believe the pains that I had to go through as all this shit worked because the Unreal Engine is, not the engine. The engine is just an engine, but the game code that I based this on, as I said, is essentially Unreal Tournament 3.
Yeah.
And that game expects you to walk, to be essentially your character is a cylinder that is floating across the ground and always planted to the ground, right? So the collision, our ships, the ships that we are flying here, we can rotate in all directions, but exactly, Telkir, exactly, we don't have spherical collision. We still have a cylinder. So if I rotate my ship like this, the collision cylinder around my ship, it's not rotating with me. It is still orientated towards the floor.
Right.
And if the floor is at a 45-degree angle, the cylinder doesn't change. The cylinder will be 45-degree angle to the floor then, because the floor is angled to the, well, you know. And that's why sometimes you can actually get hung up on geometry. Huh?
I think I now know what
because
you mean.
the cylinder is touching the geometry in a weird way, and there is no way around this in UDK. Now in Unreal Engine 4, that is completely different. You can have whatever collision you want, but in UDK, not really. I tried so many different things to get spherical or box collisions to work, or get the cylinder to rotate with the ship. It was not possible. So from a technical perspective, it's not the perfect engine to base, or not the perfect I don't know, game code base to make a 6-stop game on, but well, we're already here, right? I'm not going to rebuild the game from the ground up in another engine.
Yeah.
If you guys cannot, if maybe you probably didn't even notice what I was telling you about the collision. You probably didn't notice. It just didn't happen to you.
Not really. I mean, there's some parts I think I get a bit stuck, and I'm wondering, is that what you just mentioned maybe? But to me, I mean, it's just caused me to be a bit more precise with my flying. Like, I don't look at it as a negative thing. I just think, well, that just teaches me to be a bit sticky in some places. Yeah, it just gets a little bit sticky, but look, I mean, that teaches me to fly better, you know, like just think ahead and make sure you leave space. So I look at that as a quirk that's actually helped me to fly better, not as a negation at all.
That's interesting that you see it that way, because
it's a pilot problem, you know. It's a pilot problem, not a program problem.
Interesting. Yeah. So there were complaints we had a round of beta testing before we released this demo to the public.
Yeah.
And the beta testers were, well, essentially 6-stop fans who were on our forum. We had about 20 testers, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously these people were aware of the technical issues because I told them about it, and then they complained about it, and they said, yeah, I do get hung up on it or something. Can't you make this better? Can't you make the changes to improve the collision? I was like, sorry. So these people did know about it, and they did notice it, but they were testers. Their job was to test it for any problems. So
critical thinking.
If you guys, essentially just being players and not testers, if you guys didn't even notice, or as you say, you didn't think it was a collision problem, you Quite a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty
honestly,
nice.
yeah. No, that's the way I view it totally, and it doesn't put me off at all. Yeah.
I mean, one other thing that I could do would be to either reduce the... Well, if I reduce the size of the cylinder, it's harder to hit each other, though, right?
That's true. Hitbox. Yeah.
But the other thing is, if people make new levels, just don't make tunnels like these. This is very small
Yeah.
to fly the ship
This is
through.
good practice. I like this tunnel in particular. It makes me land it perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Fair enough. But I would suggest if people want to build levels that they don't make them too cramped.
Right.
Knowing in advance that the collision can get hung up on tiny tunnels. You know?
Yes.
So it is fixable just by design. Design the level. It never happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know. There are a few other things. For example, the lag. So if I fire my laser now here,
Yes.
from clicking to firing, it takes about half a second.
Because you got
or
that
maybe
ping.
maybe a bit less than, but it is a lot. And I'm not an avid multiplayer person, so I don't actually know if I were to hop on Destiny, for example, and go and play on an Australian server,
Yeah.
if the ping would be as bad as this.
Right. Yes. Would there
Or
be
if they're
such a
using
fi-
some... I mean, the ping would be as bad, of course, but
Yeah.
I think this game has predictive technology, so when you move your ship, you don't feel the ping, right?
Yes.
And when you shoot, you do feel the ping because the shots are projectiles, so we have to render them as they're being shot.
Yeah.
But if we had hit scan guns, for example, we don't have any hit scan, not even the dispersion, the shotgun, that's not hit scan either. These are projectiles, just moving very fast. If we had hit scan guns, so guns that don't shoot a projectile, but it just traces a line from my crosshair to you, and then when that line finds you in the world, that's a hit. And that can be done lag-free. So basically, we could make the game a bit more responsive by tweaking how the weapons work. Right. But other than that, I was just thinking that maybe a more modern engine, I don't know, Unreal Engine 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe these engines have better prediction code that can mitigate these long ping times a bit better.
Yes.
Or maybe not. I don't know. I'm not much of a multiplayer guy, so I don't have experience with it.
Some titles talk about lag compensation and stuff like that. I don't know if that's... I see, that's beyond me. I don't know. Like, I just hear the term lag compensation sometimes. So I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling it prediction, but it is the same thing. You're compensating for the delay. Yeah.
Right. Yes, got you. Yeah. Yeah. No, well, you've downloaded a whole heap of info. I'm out of questions at the moment, but I'm just enjoying the game. It's fantastic.
Yeah. That is so nice to hear, and came as a pleasant surprise when I woke up. It was yesterday when you messaged me. I saw your message in the morning. I was it's about my game from. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's nice to see it. It's nice to see it going. So, yeah. Look, I mean, I'm excited to see with what might slowly begin to unfold. I know you're busy, but something, little sparks and embers start floating around the place. I'd be delighted. That's all. But we love it as it is right now. But yeah, great to know that there's life. There's lifeblood around.
Cool. At least it gets me motivated to, finally do something with the game. I'm not saying I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, but one thing I'm saying is I will definitely dig out some cool, delicious media that I can share with you. And then let's see what else we can do. And I hope we can get you invited to this app, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it just hasn't quite responded yet.
Yeah. So the last time I messaged him was New Year's Eve, and he responded a day later. So he is fine and he's kicking.
Oh, good.
He's probably just very busy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And I would hope that he gets on the server because I'm pretty sure he will love this and he might possibly want to get involved.
Great.
Let's see what the future is. But yeah, for me, maybe this is a kick in the butt that I need to consider doing something with this game.
Yeah.
To I don't know what. I will drop this one thing. We were thinking about like Seb and I when we discussed releasing it on Steam. We were thinking about modifying the code to implement a horde mode.
Right.
So basically use the existing levels and just spawn random bots.
Right.
And the bots attack you, and you have to fight them until you die, and
Fantastic.
you get a score.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know, Telkir, I agree. That sounds really cool in principle, because it would theoretically not require a lot of work. You only need a few bot models, and Seb already made some.
Yeah.
And I would only have to code spawn logic, and then some basic AI for the bots to move, and scoring logic, and that's it.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
not that simple. I haven't touched the game in 9 years, so I will have to fire up and it's an old engine with old tools. I mean, I can write code in whatever modern IDE I want, but UDK is an old toolkit, and you need the old tools to compile the code, and you need to test it, and so
Yes.
I'm not making any promises.
Yes, sure. Yeah, but just
That would be a pretty cool thing. I myself would like to see a horde mode for the game.
Nice.
At least that. If we can't have a full single player experience,
Oh yeah.
at least that would be something. Right?
Yeah. And anything at all, like just even the idea is those little incremental additions over time. Like, doesn't have to be a massive download dump and massive project, but just like tidbits here and there. Just now we've got this, or now we've got that, and it just keeps that fire burning.
And maybe if we make it open source, I mean, I wanted to explain earlier, but it doesn't really matter that much how difficult or not difficult it is to mod the game by modifying the game's code.
Yep.
But if we open source the game, or if I open source the code,
yep.
I mean, there are people out there who have experience with this engine, and there are clever people out there who can figure stuff out just by looking at it. So
sure.
Maybe someone else will say, I'm going to code some bots into this game.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I'm not sure how big the community is, and if people care enough to make content for the game.
Yeah, well, I mean...
But you guys did ask about making new maps, which is why we are having this conversation.
Yeah, because, I mean, 3 maps is awesome, but it'd be amazing just to start to look at some, like, creative maps completely from your mind, from your heart, but also there's some great classic maps that we play in Descent, and maybe that have been transported already into Overload. Would be lovely to have here and have as, like, team matches. And, like, I'm big on team matches, so I love team games. And
me too.
Having heaps of good maps with different layouts would be it'd bring this game, like, everyone would want to probably play it, you know?
So there is one way. We don't have to get too technical about this, but I know that in the past, when we still made when the game was still in development, someone figured out how to convert Descent 2 maps into a format that can be read by the UDK map editor.
Ah, right.
Or the UDK map editor there is just UDK. UDK is basically the Unreal Development Kit is basically just the Unreal editor, which is the whole engine with all the tools in one big window. And in that window you have your viewports where you can view the map, and then you start building the map. And essentially you can make the map out of I'm not sure how familiar you are with map making, but
not myself much at all. No, I'm just a gamer, and mostly I'm only embedded, so I don't really touch graphics yet.
So to put it in very simple terms, this rock wall is obviously not a flat plane like in Descent. In Descent, it would be a flat plane with a texture on it that looks like a rock.
Yeah.
But this is an actual rock-shaped object, right? It is 3-dimensional, and and you have pipes here and whatever. You have the doors and these pipes here. All of these are actual meshes, models.
Ah, okay. Detail, right.
And in Descent, you didn't have any of this. Descent only had walls, cubes that you were flying through, right? So
that's right.
You can make cubic levels in Unreal 2. It's just going to look like Descent. It's not going to be very impressive visually, but from a gameplay perspective, that is still fine, right? You still have an arena that you can duke it out in.
Functional, yeah.
So, but if you ever wanted to make things more visually pleasing, you would have to start adding these meshes.
Right.
And you could reuse the meshes that you see in this map and in the other 2 maps.
Yeah.
You can reuse them. You can creatively place them around your... Oh, my popping for that. you can creatively place them around a room that has essentially flat walls and make the walls look more interesting and less flat.
Yeah, sort of.
That's how you build a map in UDK, and that's essentially how built in all modern games.
Right.
You don't build them out of cubes and flat walls anymore.
Yep.
You start with flat walls and hammer out the layout of the map, and then you make the layout a real place by adding all these meshes and placing them. And the meshes have to be made by someone, though, right? You have a modeler who specializes in making these meshes, these props, and the environment or level designer will then place the meshes in the map to form this cohesive environment, essentially.
Yeah, user
so
experience, yeah.
It's a bit more involved than making a map for the center.
Right, okay. Yeah,
which
for those,
is why,
for those that make maps, yeah.
Yeah, so which is why it's not that trivial to make a map that looks like this. And I can tell you a ton of man hours went into making the game look this good.
Yeah, I bet.
I myself didn't even push it. I said, well, we can make it look half as good and make it look kind of indie and it would be totally fine.
Yeah.
But people like Seb, they pushed for it. They said, no, we can make it look really, really cool. I have so many ideas. I have the experience. And he wasn't lying. I mean, look at it now. It looks really... But it took a long time to make. So at some point you have to find like the trade-off between... Yeah, that's true. Well, it's not about the engine. The engine is just the platform, the technology that you build your content on, right?
Yeah,
it's
like
all about what
skeleton.
content you make with the engine.
Yeah.
So, exactly. So, UE4, UE5, or in this case, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the content and the art that you make for your game and how you implement the art. All of this around you is made by artists.
Yeah.
So the artists drive the look of the game, not the engine.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, Unreal Engine 5 can do this nanite shit and stuff, but no one has even figured out how to properly use this, and people are just messing around with it, and it never looks the way that they advertised when they engine. So I think there's also a lot of marketing BS, to be honest. Trying to sell the engine to developers. So
yes,
Yeah,
so at the end of the day, it comes down to your heart, your mind, and creative soul. Like, you've got to have a feel for it.
I mean, look at Overload. Overload looks great to me. I played Overload. I played the single player campaign in VR.
Oh, nice.
I'm a huge VR fan, and it was so amazing. Oh my god! If you can play Overload in VR ever, do it. It is fantastic. It is extremely immersive, and it strikes this balance between looking a bit outdated, and you have flat walls there too, and the levels are a bit more cubical, but cubic. But they put enough detail in the maps to make it look not like Descent, but a bit more modern. But they just walked this perfect balance between. They found the perfect balance between not making it too visually cluttered and complicated to build maps for, but also not too simplistic. So it looks cool enough, but it also looks it's easy to read for the eyes. I feel that this room in particular, or this map, is a bit cluttered with shit. It's a bit more difficult to look at and quickly make out where you are. Even though it is a small map, not because of the direction changes, but because it is a bit difficult to instantly spot where you are when you have all this rock and all the the detail looks great, but but personally I find a little less detail would be easier on the eyes and would be easier to focus on during a hectic match. But that's just for Neptune, for example, is a much bigger map with bigger corridors. It is also very detailed, but the detail is not like it's I don't know. Neptune is easier for me to focus on you guys while shooting you, because the rooms are bigger and a bit more rectangular. This looks very organic and industrial, but it is a bit over the top. So in the future, if I had any say in it, I would say, don't make the maps so detailed and don't make them so convoluted. Just make them a bit easier to read and a bit simpler.
Right.
So maybe maybe that's a good start. You know, maybe someone can in fact convert a descent map into UDK, and then maybe just texture it and populate it with some interesting meshes that are in our game.
Yeah.
And then release it, and maybe that's all that needs to be done to get it going.
Yeah. Like at the moment, I think that what you just said there hit it right on the nail, you know, on the head. Obviously, you'd love to see some fresh content that's never been made before, like a creative, like, you know, you do to Seb and those guys make killer maps. But yeah, as for us layman's terms, just map builders and porters, yeah, just to get some classic maps that we all love to fight because the layout's so good for dogfighting, and just sort of get that initial push of content in, and then all that fancy, you know, really creative, sharp detail stuff that can come at any time, but just have some bulk material to work in to shoot and play around, and you know, I think that'll really boost things up. Yeah. But no, thank you for sharing so much. Thank you for sharing so much information. You know, it's really interesting hearing behind the scenes and from the guy that actually has been there from the start and made it your heart and soul. You know, it fills in a lot of gaps and helps us understand what's going on.
So yeah, again, if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the Discord. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm definitely there now. I'm getting push notifications for days, and
great
because you guys are so excited about it. So yeah, I'm willing to answer any questions.
Great.
And I don't know if let me know what I can do to help.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we know you're busy and everyone's got full-time jobs, and like we're all busy too. And so, like, we just want to make sure that you don't feel pressured, but as you feel the natural urge to do something and add more, and you know, those couple things we talked about, we can put them in note format later on if you like. And then, you know, just over the months, over the weeks, over the years, I don't know, whatever it takes, you know, just, you know, as long as this thing doesn't go to the grave, it deserves much more than just being left there to unused, like far out. It's way too good to be forgotten about. Can't. It's not where it belongs. It belongs here being used, for sure.
I could not agree more, even though for the last couple of years I really didn't give it that much thought. But when I jumped onto the server earlier today, I was surprised by how smooth this plays and how good it still looks. So yeah, as you said earlier, a few years of mental distance from this game that I myself made, it makes me appreciate the game a lot more than I used to while I was still making it. So yeah, I agree with you. It would be very nice if it came back in whatever form and would become more of a staple instead of a forgotten thing. Yeah, it would be nice.
Oh, totally. I couldn't believe that it hadn't been released when I started seeing it. I thought, this can't be true. And then I started reading all the background story, what happened. And Yoshi was saying, I thought, oh, well, there we go. That's why. But, you know, that's been and gone. And maybe there's a bit of fresh vigor now, you know? Like, now there's that fresh, you know, because you've had a break. And sometimes a break is good.
Yeah. No, I've been thinking about making games again, or making a game or whatever, or dabbling in it. For a few months anyway, so it's might as well do this.
Yeah. Oh well, see, it's funny how things line up when they sometimes meant to.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Oh, it's very cool. Lovely to. I mean, I probably have to go soon and have some, you know, get into my day. But this has been amazing just to catch up and a little bit of pow shooting and then good chats and hearing your story. You know. Yeah,
likewise. I'm finishing my day. It's 10:30 in the night. So.
Big one.
I guess the time difference will be, but or will at least introduce some delay. But anyway.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be many people with many more questions and much more things for you to answer, but I think that's enough for now. Like, unless you want to share more, I don't want to sort of crack you too much harder. I think that's heaps of.
No, it's okay. I'd rather boot up my old hard drive now and look at some stuff that I can show you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, did you want to have one last game, or do you want to pop out and go into your evening?
I don't know. We're already here.
Yeah.
If you guys want to shoot some more,
One
I
game.
can do one more. Sure.
Just do one more, and then we're not too overdone and too tired. Yeah, just one more.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm not tired. I'm fine.
Cool. Awesome.
So maybe while we're doing this, I can still ask you a few things.
Sure.
But mostly regarding the community. So
Yeah.
we're only 3 people right now. Is that because it was so spontaneous? I read that you're running regular Saturday.
Yeah. So,
Are there more people then?
at the moment, that hasn't really taken off as much. Yesterday, when we did that game up at the post, we had 7 people to begin with, and we held up till about 5 people till the very end. So, and that was the most reason that people dropped off was bad ping because I was serving from Australia. So if we get people with servers, you know, like Europe, America, Australia, I think they'll find that there'll be much more following and much more people want to play because their playing experience has increased. So yeah.
Okay.
That's yep. So good numbers.
So
just need more servers.
I guess if I could figure out how to host a dedicated server, because we have dedicated server support in this.
Yeah.
If I could figure out how to host a dedicated off my Mac, maybe from a virtual machine, because my Mac is a Mac Mini, so it is very low power and it can run all day if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Then I could actually run a dedicated server for a few hours each day from Europe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just have to figure that out. You know, if it can run from a virtual machine, running Windows, and if the ping times are fine.
Yeah. And I mean, for you guys, like if you're serving an American, if you're serving in a European server, for the American guys, it's going to be still pretty good. I mean, I'm going to be, you know, like you know, 300-400, whatever, but that doesn't matter. You know, it's all about sort of mixes and balances. Sometimes European games, sometimes there was a guy yesterday who was serving from USA, and that was really good. And obviously we've got myself here and one guy in Sydney who was doing Australia servers. So with a mix of those, I think we've got people covered.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's very easy.
Okay, so
yeah.
That I was surprised by how easy it was when I installed it. I basically went the same route that you guys went. I downloaded my own installer from your link.
Yeah.
Because I have it on a hard drive that is in storage somewhere. I mean, I know where it is. Just didn't feel like booting up that hard drive. I was like, oh, there's a link on Discord. I'll just follow that link and download my game.
Classic.
And then install my own game and set it up like everyone else. And I was also pleasantly surprised by, for example, I'm playing this in 4K now, on a 4K screen. First time ever that I'm doing this. And it looks sharp and everything works. UI scales up to 4K. Perfectly nice. It's so great to see that this game runs so cool, so flawlessly, at a high resolution that I never even made it for.
Unreal, eh?
That's an added bonus, So I agree, it was easy to set up and it's easy to get into.
Yeah.
Which I guess just means that I did my homework when I released the game.
Yeah, it's like if you're saying the game is that old, it's basically held its own for all this time, in this mode of not going to be used. So yeah, can you imagine with just the slightest tweaks that you guys might do? It's right up there with the latest, you know. It really is. It really is.
Yeah, Unreal Engine 3 was a very successful and long-term engine. You know, a lot of games were made with this engine.
Yeah.
And UDK was basically the most refined version of Unreal Engine 3, and then they made Unreal Engine 4. So Unreal Engine 4 was released right before we were about to drop this demo.
Right.
I never really messed around with Unreal Engine 4 too much. I found it a bit difficult to get into because it is very different from UDK.
Right.
The editor is completely different, and however, Unreal Engine 5 is basically just an evolution of Unreal Engine 4. So if someone has experience with Unreal Engine 4 over the past 9 years, and they want to get into UE5, that is easier.
Easy step
but
up.
Unreal Engine 4 was a complete rewrite and completely different from Unreal. So I never really got into it much, but Seb did. So Seb would know a lot more about transitioning this game into UE4 or UE5, because I know that he uses this for his own hobbyist game development efforts.
Yeah.
I think my point is, yeah, but my original point was that Unreal Engine 3 was very refined because it was at its on its tail end. You know, it was on the way out.
The one
was
of the
very.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
All the features that they ever put in the engine are in this game too. You know, so that's probably the main reason why it still plays so nicely and runs so well on modern systems, because it is a very refined version of the engine
Optimized.
that optimized and scales up nicely to any hardware, and runs on Windows 11 without any problems. Only it doesn't run on Linux, right?
Oh, sorry, I just missed that last point about Linux.
It doesn't run on Linux though.
Yeah, that's the only the only thing. But look, like I said, most people still run Windows, so that's no problem.
Yeah. Well, gamers run Windows. People, I think a lot of people are, fed up with Windows at least, or are just tolerating it, and some are switching to Linux, some are switching to macOS like I did.
Yeah.
Again, once more switched back to Mac because I got fed up with Windows 11. I still have to work with Windows in my day job.
Right, yeah.
Because I do IT, and Windows is my company's main, is my company's driver. So yeah, Windows is, I'm very familiar with Windows.
Yeah.
It's and not taking a great turn right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, I've been sort of Linux, I guess, for nearly 10 years now, mostly, so yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, but, well, I do tolerate Windows, like, it's okay, it's fine.
Is there anyone else who is playing on Linux except you?
Quite a lot. Quite a lot use Overload on Linux, quite a lot of them, and also Descent, all the Rebirth and Retro patches I run on Linux as well.
Yeah, of course, but is there a Linux executable for Overload, or are guys running that through Wine or whatever?
No, native. Yeah, native.
On Linux for 2 years, yeah. Cool. Very nice.
Yeah, runs beautiful.
It's native. Okay, well, again, I can't. UDK will not be running native ever on Linux, but maybe through Proton, using Steam or whatever, maybe it can run on Linux. Yeah. Something to definitely try out. Hey, and since you guys are Linux users, I think Telkir was typing it. I just killed him. Yeah, you guys could be you could be testers.
Yeah,
if we ever
absolutely.
Wanted to.
Yep.
Make this work on Linux. You guys could be the guinea pigs.
Yeah, absolutely. More than happy to. Yep. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's they're just cool little avenues to, like, that's not the deal breaker.
Right behind you.
Haha, right behind.
Nice.
But yeah, I guess as we slowly evolve through this process, and it's really interesting having this chance to chat to you. Is just seeing how this all unfolds. Like, there's no rush, I understand this stuff takes time and it's incremental.
Nice shot, Telkir. That missile is very hard to evade.
Cerberus.
We should not have made this Cerberus missile. We should not have made this. It was a mistake. I realize that now.
We love it.
Yeah, it is great when you shoot it, but it is really bad when you're on the
receive.
That came about because we wanted an alternative to the smart missile from Descent.
Yeah, that's right, and we thought that's what it was.
I think it was Seb's idea, Seb.
Oh yeah.
I think he came up with the idea to make essentially a swarm of missiles come out of that one, but I don't know if. I don't exactly remember. I may remember this incorrectly, but I think at first we thought make it a missile like in some space games where you shoot one projectile and then it opens up into 10 more little projectiles.
Yeah.
And then someone else, maybe it was him or me, said no, let's make it like the smart missile so that the projectiles come out on impact. So now you have to, just like this, you have to shoot the missile at the wall.
Yeah. That's
so that the projectile, that the little, I don't know what the little missiles
spawns
that come out.
Yeah.
That's called a swarm of missiles, right? So that they hit the player that you're actually targeting. So it's a bit more tactical.
Yeah, that's right.
But it is so OP. It does so much damage. You don't need tactical. You just fire it, and usually it will either it will destroy the other player or it will do so much damage to them that you can finish them off with your primary gun.
Yeah, we love it.
I know, maybe we should nerf that missile a little bit, or maybe not. Maybe it's good the way it is. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We love it. But and you can dodge it because I noticed the actual main head and the small projectiles, or the daughter projectiles that come out of it. You can actually use the AB to get faster. So the projectile speed of that is actually a little bit slower than Afterburner.
Yeah, no, that was intentional, of course.
Yeah.
There were so many playtesting sessions where we tried to refine the weapon balancing. So not only the damage, but also the speeds. You know, how fast do the projectiles fly, and can you outrun them or not?
Right. Yeah.
Of course. So that is intentional. You should be able to outrun them, but what if there's a door in front of you?
Yeah. Then you're stuck.
Yeah, that's a
and
problem.
They do follow. They do follow quite a lot around corners as well.
Yeah, but they're
cool.
This is all a matter of tweaking. You can tweak the code so that they go only in a straight line because they can't even turn, and then you can tweak the code to progressively make them turn sharper and sharper turns. So if you wanted to, you guys are probably aware of the quote-unquote bug in Descent, that when you run Descent on a very high or on a very fast processor, that the homing missiles become essentially unevadable.
Haven't
because they turn around sharp corners like 90-degree turns and stuff that they were never meant to.
Right. No, I never was aware of that, but that's quite funny.
So you didn't know? Okay, so Descent was Descent came out in what, 1994?
4, 5. Yeah.
And so processors of the day had 40 to 66 megahertz.
Yeah.
And a homing missile, when shot, it basically followed you around the room, but once you got behind a corner like this, it would not hit you. It would hit the corner.
Yeah.
And then in the 2000s, when people had faster processors and they played Descent, they realized that the missiles became absolutely lethal. They would follow you around corners and you couldn't evade them anymore. And it's because of the faster processor. So even though Descent, the game, runs perfectly fine on a fast CPU, this is one of the few things in the game that is tied to the CPU's clock speed.
Interesting.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And so obviously we didn't want to make the Cerberus projectiles or the Seeker. Wait, the Seeker is this thing here?
Yeah.
Obviously, I tweaked this so that it would not follow you around. I mean, it's following you now because you're in the room, but if you were to evade it by turning a corner, it would probably not follow you. It would not be fast enough to make the turn.
Yeah.
And you can tweak all of this, but by changing one variable in the. I wanted to make the missiles more deadly or less deadly or whatever. We could tweak that really quickly.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yep. Just by obviously tweaking the variable that affects that function or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got 90 seconds left here, so
90 seconds. So yeah.
Let's get started.
Yeah. And like, I know there's Cerberus. If you turn in a nice circle, you can still dodge them. So I don't find the Cerberus too much. I really love the Cerberus as a defense and offense side. They're both really good.
Yeah, it can be fight as a defensive, sure. If you fight into a room and then get the hell out of there, people won't follow you.
Yeah. Or what I mean is, if someone shoots a Cerberus at me, I don't mind. Like, I feel like I can handle avoiding it okay. Like, it's not impossible. It's a good balance, in other words. It actually feels really good.
You mean you can defend yourself against the missile?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's good.
Okay, then I guess the balancing is correct.
Yeah, it's quite a nice balance. Yeah.
And then I'm guessing I'm just too slow because whenever you guys fire this missile at me, I'm dying. That's probably just because I'm not very good at it.
Well, I mean, you've made a killer game, you know, but it's, I love the balance. I love it. Yeah, good balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
10, 9,
Yeah.
8.
Well, certainly very much enjoyed that. I mean, I'll probably have to get into my day, but thank you so much for spending the time and explaining so much for us.
Thank you for hosting this and for listening and playing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, I'm gonna have to let you go. So good night. But hopefully we can make this a bit more regular. And whenever you want to, more than welcome to jump in. Obviously, we very much value having you around.
If you have another match on Saturday, I think I can make that work. Unless it's Australian time, then I'm in bed.
Yes, got you. Yeah. No, that's totally cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Oh, thank you so much for coming in. Matt, was it? It's Ray this way, by the way, too. But yeah.
My name is Max.
Max, yeah, Ray
Yeah.
this way.
My player name is MadMax, so just remember that I'm Max.
Max.
It's very easy.
Yeah, Max. Sounds
so
great.
what was your name, Razor?
Ray.
Ray. What, like Ray Luna? Like homeyduh?
Ray. Ray. Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Cool.
Then I will be hearing from you, and I will be soon.
Absolutely, we'll do. Yep. Thank you so much, Max. All right, see you, Telkir, and we'll start to line up some weekly matches and make some action happen.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Enjoy your day. Bye.